All right. I am probably going to get a lot of dislikes for this because I feel like I am probably the only person who didn't really care for this movie. I went in excited. All right. I did go in excited. And it's not a bad movie. All right. It's not a bad movie. It's. It is cringy in some areas. You know, I had to put my mindset in a position as if I was watching a Saturday morning cartoon, but like in a badass more way for a movie, but still corny like a cartoon. I personally, and I'm also one of the very few that liked Batman v Superman. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I love the brutality of it. Uh, this one is a lot more lighthearted. And it's not really the lightheartedness that killed it for me. It just, some of the jokes didn't, they weren't as funny to me. And this felt like WB making the movie for the fans, which, you know what? You know, that's good. That's good they do things for the fan. Just that for me, I preferred the tone of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. And speaking of Batman v Superman, my favorite parts of Batman v Superman was Batman. Now, a lot of people agreed on Ben Affleck's Batman was fucking badass, phenomenal. His Batman in here, I don't know. He didn't feel as intimidating like the way I saw Batman. And I liked his Batman v Superman because it felt like he was bringing that fear level that Batman's supposed to that Christian Bale didn't bring. Christian Bale had that noble and that hilarious voice he did, which was okay, but I loved Ben Affleck's Batman. It just he felt scary, and I fucking loved it, man. And that's what I love about Batman. Now with Justice League, this it's the same way I felt about the Justice League cartoon. I didn't really like the cartoon, even though Kevin Conroy did do Batman. It felt like it was taking Batman out of his element. I loved him in his world with his rogue villains, that colorful, dark area, Gotham City. I loved that. I didn't want all these other characters coming into play because it was going to diminish how I felt about it. But it is what it is, and people love the cartoon, and people who love the cartoon probably will love this movie. And when I say corny, I mean corny. Like, I don't know if this was Joss Whedon's part. It might have been. Like, I'm not gonna say what it is, but these two certain characters, like when they do something, it does that where they, it just has that, like, I don't know. It just looked cheesy to me, cheesy as hell. There was one particular scene that I enjoyed the most. How the movie, to me, that looked like the Zack Snyder tone. When it came, I was like, "Oh man!" Like, all right, shit's getting real now. Uh, and I mean, it went away in the way it needed to, in a fashionable way. But let's talk about Steppenwolf. I didn't mind him. He wasn't like he didn't seem like a threat to me. I mean, in real life it would be, but as far as movie wise, he seemed generic. He was doable, for the villain for the Justice League. The Justice League themselves, Flash, I liked him and didn't like him. And he also caters into a lot of the cheesiness. Cyborg, I liked more than I thought. I probably get to say he is my favorite Justice League member. Uh, Wonder Woman, she's the same as she's ever been. She's good. Uh, Speaking of Wonder Woman, that's what this movie feels like. This movie feels like they saw the success of Wonder Woman and they said, this is what we want Justice League to be like. And it kind of, you kind of have that. Now, I didn't really care for Wonder Woman too much. I enjoyed it, but I didn't care for it, if that makes any sense. I doubt it does. Aquaman. Jason Momoa's Aquaman. Not bad. He was a cool character. Just, I don't know if I would have expected a more Arthur take on him. He seemed like a laid back Wolverine in a way. That I don't know. I just couldn't get a full grasp on him, on liking him. He did what he had to do. Then, like I said about Batman, he just seemed too soft to me. Like, and another thing, speaking of Batman, the Batman theme, the 1989 Batman theme from Tim Burton, shows up quite a bit in this movie to where it was annoying me. Like, it was annoying me because it felt like WB going, hey, you remember this theme you loved? Do you remember it? You love it, right? You love this theme. It's in this movie. You gotta love this movie because here's the theme that you love. Forget about Batman versus Superman. This is Batman. I never wanted to hear that theme. And I love that theme to death. That's my favorite Batman. Michael Keaton, Batman, Tim Burton directed. Hands down, there is no Batman that has outdone that one. Ben Affleck came close in Batman vs. Superman, but in this one, I'm sorry. I couldn't enjoy this as much as I wanted to. I don't want to say I was disappointed. I kind of want to say I do, but the word I'm looking for is I wasn't satisfied. I was not satisfied with this movie. I almost watched it in 3D because of Thor. I love Thor in 3D. But I'm glad my friends talked me out of it. We watched the standard version and with that being said, I now knowing this trend, how WB is trying to give the fans what they love. And you know what? And I see that in a positive light. At least fans are getting what they're getting. If you love this movie, cool. I'm glad you do. I'd rather have a lot of people happy than a lot of people angry. But this movie just didn't sit with me. I am less excited now for DC movies than what I initially was. I will keep up with them. I will review them as they come. But I am not that excited for them anymore if they're going to stick with this tone, which it looks like they are. It sounds like they found their winning formula for the audience. It looks like I'm going to enjoy Marvel movies more than my taste. There you go. Justice League. Other people like it. I don't. I would recommend wait for Redbox. But that's just my opinion. That's all I have to say about that.